Greetings and welcome to day 14 of the 31 Days of Tarot Challenge 2019. Today's prompt is: which tarot decks gives you the most insight by the way of imagery and symbology of the cards rather than intuitive or basic tarot knowledge? Well, I admit I had to really think about this one before I could answer it, and then it came to me. You might have recalled I think it was in 2017, I had an opportunity to do a fundraiser, read cards for a fundraiser for a cat rescue, and I had this cat deck. I think it was 2017. I ordered this cat's tarot to use, thinking it was just going to be a little gimmick, cute little gimmick to offer one. I always give people a choice of one or two decks, or 2 or 3 decks, usually two decks. And I thought this would be a fun deck. It's really cute because it's actual cats. It's actual cats. It's not people with cat heads on them, which makes me kind of crazy when I see it. It's cats doing cat things. And I did a bit of a walkthrough. I think I compared, I don't know if I was comparing the cards, kind of comparing the cards. When I first got the deck, I was trying to look at the differences between this deck and the Rider-Waite system of reading the cards. What was the twist to this deck that made it different from the Rider-Waite deck? Because I feel if there's no difference between this deck and the Rider-Waite deck, why have this deck? So I did like a walkthrough, not a flip through, pretty much of a walkthrough. First I did two, I think just 2 videos. One was on the major arcana, one was on the minor arcana. And that's pretty much all I did for a while. And I really loved it because the images really spoke to me. The more I got into the deck, the more I said, this is fantastic. The 3 of Swords here, you don't see. I think this is a good deck for this challenge. If you can't see this, you might want to look back on my other, if you can't see the images. On my channel, I have a playlist all about tarot, and it's on here. Those 2 videos are on here. Plus, I did another video, which I will mention in a minute, on making sense out of the court cards. I don't know what it was called, but anyway, it talks about the difficulty with learning to read court cards, which everybody has, and this deck really did a great job for me for that, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But anyway, what I love about this is the 3 of Swords, and we're very used to seeing the 3 of Swords. I'm not going to show it to you. I should have left it out, my Huipule deck out. But we're very familiar. It's the heart with the 3 swords pierced in it, which is obvious heartbreak. So or jealousy or loss or something emotional, not good. Which is, a lovely image. I mean, it's a good image to show the meaning of the card. It's easy to read. In this deck, the 3 of Swords it looks like a vacation house because there's the ocean and the old steps, and it looks like snow here on the ground with the water in the background. But we can see tracks in the snow and pet dishes overturned in the snow. It implies from the image on the card that a cat had come here to the vacation house to be fed, that there had been people there during the season feeding the cat, taking care of the cat, but now the season is over, the people are gone, the dishes are abandoned, and we see the footsteps in the snow. The cat had come and gone, left unfulfilled, unfed. And it's really sad. That's heartbreak. You know, that's heartbreaking. That image is heartbreaking. We see the moon card with Kitty Cat up in the tree. There's Betty White. She's not exactly sure what she's afraid of. What is real? What is not real? She's screaming. Is she screaming just being a scaredy cat? Is she really scared of the little creature that's in the hole? Is she scared of the little spider web? Is she scared, you know, that she's going to fall out of the tree? You know, what are the chances of these things hurting her? Okay. What is real and what's a delusion? And what's an illusion? What's a delusion? It shows you a picture that you can really relate to, especially now, of course, only if you've had cats. If you've never had cats, this deck means nothing to you. Okay? It means nothing to you. But the deck reads so well for somebody who does have cats, who understands cats. The images are just precious. I mean, they really are very precious. You know, here's the Emperor card. A big fat cat sitting there by the fire. And there's a kitten trying to climb up, and he can help it very easily climb up. He can also knock it down. But he's letting it go. He's letting it go itself. He knows when he needs to step in and help the cat. In the meantime, he's just going to let the kitten try for itself to get up. Right? It's like, does he want the cat to ever learn to do things for himself? He's got to use kind of tough love. Okay, so it's positions. It's positions. Here we have people, 3 cats sharing, 2 cats watching over little kittens, and the 3rd cat bringing food that they hunted back to the litter, back to the cats. It's all about it. Here's the crazy cat lady and the kittens, right? The 3 of Cups. How lucky those cats are to find her. She can be a crazy cat lady to you, but to them, she's everything. So here's the devil, the cat, the poor fat cat, living a life down in the basement next to the dryer with nothing to look at but a brick wall. Chained to his bowl. Not physically chained, but the bowl of food is there. So he doesn't try to jump up to the top of the dryer and drop from the top of the dryer to the window because his food is there. So he's like a prisoner. He's like a prisoner because of the food. So these are just wonderful, heart-warming pictures. The 8 of Wands. The 8 of Wands is the mother cat coming from the fire, rescuing her kittens one by one by one. Knowing timing is everything, right? She's got to get those kittens out. So these are just wonderful images that tell a story. So it doesn't really have, as the prompt asks, it's the imagery of the cards rather than the basic tarot knowledge. It does, like say, require cat knowledge, a little bit of cat knowledge. You know, here the door's open, that poor cat, the 6 of Swords. The poor cat. He doesn't want to come out of his cage, out of his crate, out of his little carrier. The door's open, he can come out, but why doesn't he want to come out? He's scared. He's scared. He doesn't know when to come. He doesn't know what he should do. These are just beautiful. Now these tripped me up a little bit. I want to say the other reason I wanted to pull this out and show you is because this deck really tripped me out in the beginning, because it had, you know, when I got to the court cards, all of the minor arcana, major arcana, and most of the minor arcana have these images that are pretty clear. They're pretty clear of what you might want to, how you might want to read the card. But then you get to the core cards, and it's just, it's a cat laying under a tree. You know? It's a cat going through a kitty door. Another cat under a tree. Another cat under a tree. Do you see my point? What are those cards saying? What are they trying to say? And I was really kind of stumped in the beginning with these core cards. I didn't know what to do with them. I didn't know how I wanted to read them. Well, I did an exercise with them, and I did a video on that exercise, which I'll link to below. I think it was called Making Sense of the Core Cards, or I don't know what it was. Something about the core cards. It's in the same playlist as these other two videos. But I did a little exercise where I took the core cards out, laid out all the core cards in a row, and in a little grouping, and all of a sudden I could see the differences in the cards. It was really quite an amazing little exercise. And now I can look at those cards and I can see big differences in the cards. But again, it was through the relationship that I've had with cats. If you've not had cats, it won't do you any good. If you've had cats, if you're a crazy cat person, or just a cat lover, it's going to mean something to you. But other than that, it's not going to mean a lot. But there are decks like that I think that's the to answer the prompt. To answer the prompt, I think the kind of decks that you need to use for that kind of reading, where you really don't want to work on you don't want to spend a lot of time on, you don't want to just memorize things, or just, I sort of, one of my pet peeves is when people try to push the meaning of the Rider-Waite deck, the meaning from those cards, push them onto another deck just because it follows the same system. Just because it has the same thing. Because I think, I've said it before, I'll say 100 times, every deck has its own twist. Every deck has its own little bit of a difference in the reading. The point of view, let's say the point of view. And so it's really important to relate to the deck personally, individually. That's what I mean. Okay, so it has to be a deck that you can really, the images mean something. You can tell that right away when you open up a deck, usually. So anyway, that's mine. I hope that makes sense. I don't know. I did enjoy that prompt. I don't know why I didn't do a better job on this on the video, but anyway, you get my point. Thank you for watching, and thank you to Anthony Dawn for doing this challenge for us in 2019. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Rebecca, and I wish you blessings.